Welcome back. It is Friday, January 12th in the NBA. My four best bets are on the way. What's going on? My name's Austin from Calling Our Shot, coming from a random hotel in Minneapolis. But let's recap how we did on yesterday. It was a 1-2 day. Not a great day, and not a great day of NBA basketball, let's be honest. We had Dwight Powell's under in PRAs. We appreciate him for doing some cardio. We had Kristaps Porzingis over 19.5 points. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that one. I mean, I was in person for that Celtics-Bucks game, and yeah, he got benched at halftime. All the starters did, but I haven't seen that in a while. That was fun. And then Durant and LeBron same-game parlay did not come through. Neither of them broke 20 points. A very weird, another blowout in that Suns-Lakers game. Yesterday was the day of the blowouts. I mean, you had the Blazers getting blown out by like 60 points. I don't know what the heck happened. Hopefully Friday's games are a little bit closer. We got 3 overs and 1 under coming your guys' way today. If you are new, like I said, my name's Austin. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. We're trying to hit 200,000 subscribers one of these days. And later on today, we will have an NFL video live for Saturday's slate. There's 2 games on Saturday. My best bet in each of them is live. I'll say 12 p.m. Eastern time. So you'll see that at around noon, depending on what time zone you're in. But let's have in the picks today. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. No sportsbook sign-up bonuses, all that stuff. It's in the details. You can go in the description. Go check that out. First pick, guy on the thumbnail. Let me know if you've heard of him. Nikola Jokic over 45.5 points, rebounds, and assists, PRAs minus 115 on ESPN Bet. Now, I haven't really bet a lot on ESPN. Heck, this is my first ever bet on ESPN Bet, and let's hopefully start my ESPN journey with a winner. But either way, I think the books are all going to be around 45.5 and 46.5, and I love that. Now, if you're looking at an individual line for Jokic, kind of like his points a lot, but if you look at his track record against the Pelicans, which we will talk about in a second, man, the guy's getting triple doubles left and right. So you definitely, I don't mind his rebounds plus assists either. Now, Jokic recently hasn't been that aggressive. Now, they have faced some really bad teams, and it's been like, I don't feel like shooting. But against the team coming off a loss, I think he's going to bounce back here today against the Pelicans, a team he always plays well against. Now, obviously, the Pelicans and the Nuggets, this could be a blowout. The Nuggets could get smoked, or the Nuggets could get smoked. I would find that hard to believe. The Pelicans could get smoked here too, because they got a lot of guys on the injury report, and they do play tomorrow. However, I do like the Pelicans bench. This is a bench that does try hard, and I think they're going to continue to try hard with Willie Green at the helm. And so I think this game, they can keep this game close. And one guy that I know is not on the injury report, Jonas Valanciunas, and that's just a guy that Jokic has dominated. Look at these numbers. Last 8 games versus Jonas Valanciunas. Jokic, 31.8 points per game, 13.8 rebounds per game, and 11.9 assists per game. Good for 57.5 PRAs in those games. 61, 46, 69, 57, 46, 59, 61, and 60 PRAs going over in all 8 games. Now, obviously, this game could be a blowout, and Jokic only sees 30 minutes, which is what he saw last game. They kind of played him a little bit safe, the starters, that is, but they've had a day or two off. He'll play his normal minutes tonight if this game is closer to 36, 38 minutes. And Valanciunas and Jokic, I mean, they're both from Europe, both European guys. They played against each other a ton, I'm sure, in those European leagues and whatnot. And so I think Jokic just comes in here and was like, this is a little bit more personal than a normal game. And this is also a Pelicans defense that's really good at stopping on-ball, guards. I mean, think about the guys they have out there. Herb Jones, down on the injury report, he'll be out there harassing Jamal Murray. When he comes off the court, you got Dyson Daniels and other guys out there. So Jamal Murray, don't love his matchup today, and I think that we're going to see them have to play through Jokic, and I don't see them double teaming Jokic. That's just not what teams typically do. I think Jokic will be able to get to whatever spot he wants against Jonas Valanciunas, and I think he'll be able to absolutely dominate him today. So if this game remains close, I think we got a great chance here. I think Jokic comes out here is pretty aggressive, given that his other teammates don't have a great matchup either, and I think that we're going to see this Pelicans team fight hard, and this is a game where, the Pelicans only 2.5 games back of the Nuggets. They are a very good team. Jokic should come out here pretty aggressive. That's all we can ask for if he's shooting his shot. I really do think he does that. So Jokic, we love you, man. Go stuff the stat sheet. Give me his over 45.5 points, rebounds, and assists, PRAs, my first play of the day. Now, my second pick, going to be an under, just like we did yesterday. No one loves unders, but I really like it today. And Fridays are normally a weird slate of action, hence why my picks are going to be a little bit weird today. But let's talk about this guy who made us some money in his last game, Jabari Smith Jr. of the Houston Rockets, under 15.5 points, minus 110 on BetMGM. Now, I would play this at 14.5. We did just make money on Jabari Smith Jr.'s over. It was 13.5 points against the Bulls, a great matchup for him, and he got it done. I think he had 18 points. Did play 47 minutes, which is not going to happen again. Now, I'm fading him because I think this line's too high for him. Now, if it was 14.5, I'm kind of going back and forth on it, but 15.5, still too high for Jabari. Now, him and the Rockets back on the road, taking on the Pistons. Now, without even talking about this game, the Pistons, this could be a blowout. I mean, any Pistons game could be a blowout. And even if it's close, the Pistons, well, yes, they are bad. And sure, you and I could probably score 15, 16 points on them. Jabari Smith Jr. is not aggressive. This is the guy that is not like taking guys off the dribble, going one-on-one. That's not his thing. I mean, he's the fourth option on offense in the starting lineup. The only guy worse than him is Jayshawn Tate, and that guy's never seen a shot he didn't like. So I look at the guys, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Alperen Şengün. Those guys should be able to have their way against the Detroit Pistons defense. So I don't see a lot of shots coming Jabari Smith Jr.'s way. This is not a guy that is like their number one guy. They're like, oh, let's get Jabari a shot. No, that's not what they do. They normally just kind of, if he's open, whatever, they'll get it to him. But given that the Pistons don't defend anyone, I don't see him having a huge game. And look at the last 10 games. Why did I take him against the Rockets? The Rockets, or not why did I take him against the Rockets? Why did I take him against the Bulls? Bulls, a team that gives up a lot of catch and shoot threes. Last 10 games, Pistons, 8th fewest catch and shoot threes made in the NBA. Also allowed the fewest catch and shoot 3-point attempts. So they're not going up a lot of catch and shoot 3-point attempts, not necessarily because they're guarding them, mostly because other guys are just getting to the rim whenever they want. And I just think that Jabari is coming off a game, 47 minutes. They play again tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if, maybe they play their bench guys a little bit more. Cam Whitmore's been playing pretty well. And so I look at those guys. You also get the Thompson bros going up against each other too. And we look at his three-pointers. You look at his three-point line. Jabari Smith Jr. is under this line. We'll talk about that in a second. He's under this line in 22 of 35 games. That's 63% of the time. Sure, Tari Eason, Dylan Brooks are out. That's why it was on the over last game. But still think this line's too high. You look at his three-pointers. Him to make 3 threes tonight, plus 200, so even better value on some other books. Look, they're heavily favoring the under on 2.5 3-pointers. And this season, when Jabari has made less than 3 threes, he's under this line in 19 of 24 games. That's 79% of the time. I think this line is too high. If it was like 13.5, 14.5, I'm probably not touching it. But 15.5, I will take it. I just don't think he has a lot of volume coming his way. And if he shoots efficiently like he did when we took his over, great. But he's also a guy that could go out there and shoot like 3 for 13 under in all 3 career games versus the Pistons. I'll take my shot at Jabari Smith Jr. under 15.5 points tonight, my second pick of the day. My last 2 picks are going to be some overs. Let's talk about this guy who we have not been able to get on the right page with him. He's really good, young player. Hopefully we're on the right page tonight. It's Jaylen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks, over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists, PRAs, minus 115 on PointsBet. I really like his points line at 16.5, but with a guy like Jaylen Johnson, he's capable of those, 12, 13, 14 rebound type games. Really good rebounder. And so I like that a little bit more. Also capable, a 5 assist type game. He's certainly capable of that, especially in a game with an over-under at 251. Now, you look at these two teams. You got the Pacers going to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. Obviously, Halliburton is still out, but it's still going to be a very fast-paced game. The Hawks play super fast. So do the Pacers, even without Halliburton. And we saw these two teams just in their first matchup a few weeks ago. In that game, Jaylen Johnson, 23 PRAs, only played 29 minutes, shot 5 for 11. If you remember that game, the Hawks were down like 30 at halftime. So didn't get a lot of volume and didn't play a lot of minutes. I mean, this is a guy, if this game's close and he avoids foul trouble, which is usual, he's going to play 35 to 40 minutes tonight. That's just what he does. He plays a ton of minutes. DeAndre Hunter's still out. And this is not a great matchup for guys like Saddiq Bey from shooting from the 3-point line. We know the Pacers are the best teams at stopping opposing 3-pointers. Now, Jaylen Johnson will make a 3 here and there. Maybe make 1, 2 a night. If he makes 3 or 4, he's probably going to easily soar over this line. But he's also just a guy that can attack the paint. He's not afraid of jumping against anyone. He's going to go up there and try to dunk on literally anyone in the NBA. Also runs in transition. A lot of lob dunks, a lot of easy dunks in transition. I mean, think about Trae Young. If he's maybe on a fast break with Jaylen Johnson, he is going to throw a lob to him. That's just how it goes because, it's more fun for the fans, especially being at home. So Jaylen Johnson, he attempted 11 shots in only 29 minutes against the Pacers last time. Obviously not a great match. Didn't get a lot of rebounds because they were getting absolutely destroyed. The Pacers dropped 150 on him, but I think that we're going to see a great job for him to get, probably get close to 15 to 20 points tonight, capable of 25-point type games. And it's just a guy that, the last 6 games been playing really well. 35, 41, 48, 23, 27, and 48 PRAs. So been playing really well without DeAndre Hunter. Last 2 games, they have gone to overtime. It's probably not going to happen tonight, but a very high-scoring game. I really like Jaylen Johnson to just dominate the glass, get some assists, and gets a lot of points in there too, in the very fast-paced matchup. So Jaylen Johnson, rolling with you, man. We need to get on the right page, and I think this is the right page for you tonight. Over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists, PRAs, my third play of the day. My fourth and final play, no added plays today. We might actually add a couple NFL plays for Sunday. We'll send those out to the DubClub. Will be another over, and it's a guy that there's no shot anyone that is watching this video expected me to talk about this guy. And I'm probably going to butcher his name because I have not talked about him once this season. Simone Fontecchio of the Utah Jazz, over 1.5 threes made, minus 105 on ESPN Bet. Now, a lot of you out there are like, who? Yeah, I understand. But let me talk about Mr. Simone and why we're rolling with his over in threes. Now, I don't take a lot of threes props. Heck, This might be my first one of the season. And I was looking at his over 8.5 points. However, I don't think Simone is getting to 8.5 points unless he knocks down 2 threes. Heck, he's only had one game this season where he hit his over in points, didn't hit 2 threes. Had a lot of games where he did go under 8.5 points and still managed to hit 2 threes. But let's talk about Simone. And obviously, who is he? He plays for the Utah Jazz. He's in his second year. Now, what does he do well? Shoots the three-point ball well. He's a 39% three-point shooter this season. That's what he's out there to do. Stretch the floor, knock down threes. Now you look at Simone. 2+ three-pointers, 16 of his last 25 games. Not a bad hit rate. That's pretty good. We'll take that. What is that? 64%. Now he is over in 5 of his last 10. Now you might be like, that's 50% of the time. They're getting healthier and healthier. The Utah Jazz, that is. However, you look at it under in 3 straight. You're like, ooh, Austin, I don't love that. But it's not like he's not shooting the basketball. 1 for 6, 1 for 5, 1 for 4 from the three-point line these last 3 games. Sure, he's not making the threes. However, the attempts are there, and this is a decent shooter, 40%, and he's going up in a really, really good matchup. Now, last 10 games, Raptors, second most catch and shoot threes allowed in the NBA. You might be like, what the heck does that mean? That just means they're kicking it out and they're not guarding a lot of shooters. They're kind of packing the paint, trying to stop those guys driving. They're giving up a lot of three-pointers. And heck, that's Simone's game. Last 10 games, Simone averaged the second most three-point catch and shoot threes attempted on this team. You look at the last 3 games, he's attempted 15 three-pointers. 13 of them have been via catch and shoot. It's not like he's hezzy and trying to cross over someone and shooting. No, he's catching and he's shooting. That's what he does. He's not dribbling and going around people. But we look at those. He's only shooting 15% on the last 3 games on those catch and shoot threes. I just think he's better than that. I mean, this is a guy that's shooting 39% from the field, playing back at home. Actually hasn't shot too well at home, but I think he's due some regression. And I certainly think the Raptors are a great team to get that regression in. Raptors have led the 5th most three-pointers to small forwards over the last 7 games. A lot of worse shooters have scored 2 or 3 more threes against the Raptors recently since they traded away OG Anunoby. Also, these 2 teams just played on December 23rd. Simone even came off the bench in that game, which he certainly could come off the bench today. Normally starts, could come off the bench. Still had 2 3-pointers on 3 attempts in only 20 minutes. Didn't shoot a ton, but I expect him to shoot a little bit more in this game. He should get a couple opportunities, maybe 4 to 6 3-point opportunities. Can make 2 of them. That would be awesome. Wrap up our Friday slate of action with Simone Fontecchio. Over 1.5 3-pointers of the Utah Jazz. Told you it's a weird card, but it's Friday. NBA is always very weird on Friday, so we will stick to that. Now, my last play of the day, that was my last play. One that I did look at, Anthony Simons and the Blazers. Interesting spot here today. They're in Minnesota, and it is freezing. I can vouch for that. I was going to go to this game tonight, but I'm not. However, Simons' line went up from 22.5 to 24.5. Very odd. I don't necessarily know why, given they just lost by 600 points yesterday, but very odd that his line bumped up, especially in a tough matchup. I would not take it because this game could be a blowout. However, I don't know. Anthony Simons, I would avoid taking his unders tonight because that is just a little bit weird. But those are my 4 picks of the day. Simone, we're counting on you. Knock down 2 threes. Jaylen Johnson, go stuff the stat sheet. Jabari Smith Jr., go run some cardio, get out of the game. And obviously, Nikola Jokic, man on the thumbnail, over in PRA, stuff the stat sheet, get a triple-double, go do your thing. You guys have a wonderful day. It's Austin signing out from Minneapolis. I know it's a random hotel room. Deal with it. It's just we're on the road and just having some fun. It is absolutely freezing. But you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys back on the next one. Let's go 4-0. Bring out those brooms tomorrow. And I'll see you guys then. NFL video when it is live. I will link it on the screen. Go check it out. 2 picks for Saturday slate of NFL action. You guys have a great Friday. See you guys in the next one. Peace.